Men, I need you to listen up and listen good. Y'all know what's going down today. Y'all know who's coming to our field. Seniors, you remember last year? What they did to you? That ain't happening again. Let's go out there. Let's kick their ass. Do it for Maryland. Do it for this community. But most importantly, do it for yourselves. Let's go get it, baby. Alright, man. So we got this rivalry game action. I'm not going to lie to you guys. A lot of the same players that were on the field last year, they're back this year. They know what it feels like to get their ass kicked by this squad that is considered our rivals. So let's go ahead and see if we can get a little bit of revenge here, man. See if we can return the favor on our home field. As Tulia facing a blitz finds Corey Dykes down the middle of the field, and he's gone like a girl in a country song. Touchdown, Maryland. Let's go, baby. First drive of the game, bro. And we come out here, 2 plays in a 76-yard drive. One of the best drives that we've had this entire season. We will go ahead and take on an early 7-3 lead here. But that being said, though, this next possession, that West Virginia punter, you know, they got some good kickers and punters at that school, man. Pat McAfee, that's the school that he went to. They got a good special teams tradition, let's say. They pinned us deep and kindly, so we got a long way to go before we can even start thinking about getting some points. But that being said, we do at least make sure that we get out of the shadow of our own goal line. Now let's see what we can do for the rest of this drive, though. As Tulia, he's going to look to his right. He's just going to go ahead and throw this thing away, probably for the best, even though we do have to go and punt this thing away. Better than that, than to have a turnover. We did have a bunch of turnovers in the first couple of games. We still got the 7-3 lead, you know. We're still taking care of some business for the most part, as we're getting close to the end of this first quarter already. Let's see if we can go ahead and finish it strong now, as we'll go ahead and run it on a 1st and 10. Tulia on the power option to the left, and he will pick himself up yet another first down. Here come the Terps offense, baby. Another option coming our way, this time challenging the defensive tackle, and Tulia, he finds a little bit of space to work with and almost manages to pick up a first down. Not the most mobile of quarterbacks necessarily, but he is somebody that does make sure that he's a pretty tough guy. You know, he's going to, you know, make sure that he's going to take a lot of hits and still remain in the game for the vast majority of the time. You know, definitely somebody that I like once he, you know, does eventually learn this off, or at least feel more comfortable with the option completely, and that's what I'm talking about. Just a messy play with Isaiah Jacobs, trying to get it pitched out to him. Thankfully, he falls on the recovery. But we got 3rd and 20 coming up here, man. We don't have a lot of time as we drop back to pass. David Fowles is actually in the game. He actually got shooken up a little bit. And Fowles trying to complete a pass over the middle. Doesn't have the time. But we have to punt the football away once again. So a promising drive for us. Ends without any points. One thing that I am noticing, though, is that West Virginia, they are sending the blitz pretty often. We'll see if we can take advantage of that. Maybe do some more routes conducive for man-to-man. As we try to pitch it out again, but Tulia gets stripped. And oh no, it's a foot race. Don't tell me he's going to score on this. Oh, he's going to do just that. James Thomas strips Tulia Tagovailoa. And the West Virginia Mountaineers are going to pull ahead of 10-7 now. So we're down by a field goal once again. We're trying to respond from that awful turnover that we just had right there. And that's not how we want to do things. Ja'Cory Hammett just gets into the backfield and blows that play up. Probably should have kept that one himself. As it does, looks like they're going a little cover 2 here. A should be open over the middle. And sure enough, we find Marcus Fleming Jr., who breaks the tackle. It's the foot race. Can the Miami Pride get in the end zone? Yes, sir, baby. Touchdown, Maryland. How about that, man? Way to recognize the cover 2. Throw a great ball over the middle to Marcus Fleming. And he breaks that tackle, does the rest of the work. We get ourselves another touchdown, baby. Let's go, man. Let's see if we can add some more points onto the board. Before we do go ahead and go into the halftime locker room, this should be our last possession before we go ahead and get started with the second half. As Tulia will go ahead and run it up the gut. He's going to get it up the middle to Panay Boone, who will end up picking up the first down. He's been held pretty quiet today. 8 carries, 12 yards. Luckily, the rest of the team is stepping up and doing its job. It's Rakeem Jarrett. Finally going to get him the football. Only his second catch of the day. As now, we'll go ahead and run it again with Panay Boone. And this time, he actually finds a decent amount of space. And that is, sadly, the biggest run for Panay Boone all day long. He's, like I said, man, he's had it pretty rough. But we're starting to find a rhythm with our ground game. And it just opened things up through the air, man. And specifically for Rakeem Jarrett to work. I mean, dude's a 98 overall. Dude is an absolute monster. And we got less than a minute and a half left in this first half. Looking over the middle. Find Rakeem Jarrett once again. And another catch over the middle of the field. Rakeem Jarrett just going to work on this drive, man. Already his third catch on the drive. We'll see if we can punch it in here. 3rd and goal. Tuia dropping back. Looking around. Trying to find something to shake. Going to find Isaiah Jacobs in the end zone. Or at least so we think. We're going to be called for illegal touching. Dude went out of bounds when he really didn't need to. And because of that, we actually did have to settle for a field goal. So that's tough, man. We should have had a touchdown. If only Isaiah Jacobs did not leave the field of play, man. I don't get it. I simply do not get it. But we do always come away with some points. A little bit is better than nothing, even though we would have really preferred that touchdown. Let's see if we can do a little bit better on this drive. As Tulia almost gets sacked. He finds Dejuan McDougal. Not a smart idea, but I guess it works. So, I mean, it does get us the first down, but you got to be a little bit smarter than that with the football going forward, though. As we try to continue this drive, Tulia starting to find some more holes, you know, really getting West Virginia to cheat up a little bit. I mean, look at the guys in the box right now. As we look around, left-hand side, Tulia on the scramble, finds Rakeem Jarrett on a rope, doing that scramble drill. And another first down for the Terrapins, but another 3rd down attempt coming. Tulia dropping back. He's looking. He had A open, but he doesn't see him, and he fumbles the football too while we're at it. Man, we should be doing so much better than what we're doing right now. We are keeping West Virginia in this game right now. And they will drive down the field following that fumble and get into the end zone. So this thing is all tied up now against our rivals. I mean, like I said, man, in the previous episode, you know, they may not have a single win over the course of this season. But that being said, though, like, you never know what can happen in a rivalry game. I mean, Auburn and Alabama is a perfect example of that. I mean, Auburn, you know, clearly not on the same level as Alabama this season, but they were still able to almost win that game. You know, granted it was at home, but, I mean, that's just what I'm talking about. Like, you never know what can happen in these rivalry games for sure. As Rakeem Jarrett does pick up yet another first down for us through the air. Rakeem Jarrett really starting to heat up here. As now we'll drop back again. This time, Tulia going to drop it off to Corey Dykes, who fights forward and picks up another first down for us. His first catch since that 46-yard touchdown that he had way back in the first quarter. So, welcome back to the passing game, my guy. As Tulia continues to, you know, plow forward, you know, little 5-6 yard gains, you know, is not explosive. But what it does do, it tires his defense out. It keeps them on the field. And eventually, those big plays will eventually come. You know, it may not happen all the time. You know, we may not have explosive plays, but we get the ball down the field, and that's all that matters. As we go ahead, run with it on the option. Got it to Isaiah Jacobs on the outside, and he almost gets it out to the first down marker. Only the second carry for Isaiah Jacobs in this whole game, man. And making a big impact with it. Here is Eric Webb. Stiff arms that poor man into the next dimension. That was Derrick Henry White. And he's only a true sophomore, man. You know, not somebody that's meant to start, but he is starting for us, and he's making the most of the opportunity since we came here to Maryland. Let's see if we can punch it in, though. Second and goal. Tulia gonna not pitch it out. He's gonna actually take this thing himself, but we find the end zone. Touchdown, Maryland. And your Terrapins are back up ahead against the West Virginia Mountaineers in this rivalry game. You'll love to see it, and you also love to see this defense take care of business as well. So, that being said, got a real good chance here to go ahead and start taking a commanding lead here. Let's see if our guys have what it takes to go ahead and pull away here. As Tulia will drop back again. He's going to just throw it short to Marcus Fleming Jr. And he's going to be just shy of the marker. But as the great Uncle Sam's once said, man, scared money don't make any money. That's what we do here. Coach lets us go for it. And Tulia running for his life. He's going to run for the first down marker. And he's going to get there. Even getting out of bounds as well. The mascot for West Virginia not feeling it whatsoever, man. As now, 1st and 10, following that run by Tulia Tagovailoa. And the running game really starting to come together now. Sometimes it takes a little bit, but in that second half, if we got a lead, most of the time it's barbecue chicken, man. As Tulia drops back again. This time has to run for his life. Trying to throw over the middle and finds Corey Dykes. He comes back for his quarterback. Able to get his hands on the football, baby. Let's go, man. So another first and basically goal line. You know, the first down marker is at like the 1 yard line. So basically we need to punch in the end zone here in these next few plays. Let's see if we can go ahead and do just that. Got a 3rd and 3 coming up here. As we'll go ahead, fake the pitch out to the right hand side. But Tulia gets just stuck. You know, couldn't really move forward all that much. But that being said, though, we got the field goal. West Virginia does try to storm back, but they just run out of time, man. Straight up and down. Straight up and down. That's going to sell this game, man. We get our revenge against our rival. We felt the pain of getting blown out by these guys last year. And it feels good to get some revenge in this rivalry game and take care of business. And we will go ahead off of that specific play. That really got us going. That play by Marcus Fleming Jr. That really helped spark the squad. And we end up winning this game by a final score of 27-24, man. We keep our undefeated season going. And we will start season number 3 with a 3-0 record. And, you know, when you can stay undefeated, you know, that's going to keep you alive for the national championship hunt. Let's go ahead and check out the stats for our guys, though. Alright, man, so it certainly feels good to go ahead and get that rivalry game victory, even though we could have played just a tad bit better. Could have done better with our 3rd down conversions. Could have done better with the turnovers. We had 2 fumbles in this one, and it led to 2 touchdowns. It kept West Virginia in this game. I like that we had all of this offense and that we dominated the time possession. But this honestly should have been a blowout in my opinion. But a win is a win. Can't really complain when we're still undefeated on the season. Now, checking out the stats for our guys, though, and Tulia Tagovailoa, he was really good passing the football today. 19 for 24, 309 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions as well. He did have some interceptions issue last episode, and I'm glad we were able to, at least for this game, have a pretty clean football game through the air. But that being said, Tulia actually fumbled the football 4 times. It was really rough to watch. It was kind of like watching the Bengals in the first half of the 49ers game. If y'all know what I'm talking about, you already know what time it is. But he did get into the end zone. He had 20 carries for 60 yards. Panay Boone looked really good as well. 21 carries, 81 yards on the ground as well. Leading rusher on the day. And we were able to get that run game going, and that helped us with this victory. Now, as for our receivers, Raheem Jarrett led the team in both catches and yards in this one. He had 7 catches for 83 yards. Dude is almost a 99 overall. He is very close, but that being said, he did not find the end zone. That belongs to Corey Dykes, the junior tight end out of Ox Hill, Glassmere, Maryland. 5 catches, 74 yards, and a tub. We also found the end zone for Marcus Fleming Jr. 2 catches, 80 yards, including a 75-yard bomb right down the middle of the field. One of the biggest plays that we've had since we came here at Maryland to be the offensive coordinator. But with that being said, next episode is actually going to be a doubleheader. We're going to be taking on not 1, but 2 former Blue Bloods that are still trying to find their way back in the modern college football world. We'll start off the next episode taking on Nebraska, which surprisingly still does not have a win yet this season. Hopefully that still stays the same, as we're not trying to lose our first game to a team like Nebraska. And then we also take on Florida State on the road. Now they're doing a little bit better, 19th in the nation. They're undefeated. Hopefully they win their next game as well, so it could be a really good test for our football program. Either way, it should be a good one, and I hope you enjoyed the content here on this channel as well. And if you did, well, I would really appreciate it if you would smash that like button, hit me up down in the comments below, and then also hit that subscribe button as well if you have to be brand new. It's free. You don't have to do anything special. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can always unsubscribe if you're not feeling me later. But with that being said, this is John J Gaming on the mic signing off. But I'm hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.